Hi, I'm Paul Darley, and thanks for tuning into our July issue of Inside Darley. If you're from America, hopefully you had a great 4th of July weekend. I know we did here in Chicago. And, it's interesting as I go back and I look in our archives, it's interesting to note that my grandfather, W.S. Darley, sold fireworks to municipalities across the United States during the 20s and 30s. And I continue to think today about how we're always reinventing ourselves, but we've been reinventing ourselves for over 100 years, which is pretty neat. June was a great month for us and a very busy month in terms of trade shows. We attended over 10 trade shows. Starting off with our Illinois Fire Service Home Day on June 10th. It was held here in Chicago in Glenview, Illinois at NIPSTA, which is the Northeastern Illinois Public Safety Training Center. We had over 150 people in attendance, including a large showing for the Illinois Metropolitan Fire Chiefs who really helped us organize that, along with FEMA and PHMSA members. We had 14 staffers in attendance and just great speakers, and it was an awesome event for our 10th annual, and hopefully you're continuing to monitor those Fire Act grants. They were the 7th round of awards was just made, and there's been $85 million in grants made so far, and those will all be distributed before the end of September. We also had Interschutz, which is really kind of the granddaddy of all trade shows. It took place June 8th through the 13th over in Hanover, Germany. You can imagine there were 157,000 attendees, and that compares to about 30,000 for the FDIC. And that was up from 122,000 just 5 years ago. And probably one of my major takeaways was just the technological advancements that took place there. We had customers visit us from over 70 countries in our booth and at our reception on Wednesday evening. It was just great to see you folks, and a super event. If you're a planner and you want to get the next Interschutz in your calendar, it's going to be June 15th to the 10th through the 20th in 2020. Also, June 20th through the 24th here in Chicago, we had the annual NFPA conference, and really the theme on it was technology and smart firefighting. And our first attachment here is actually a PowerPoint presentation that was presented at that conference that really talked about the NIST report that just came out in May, and that's our second attachment, which is the research roadmap for smart firefighting. It's a 250-page document, and it's got incredible data in there, basically on the fire service, where we've been, but more importantly, on where we're headed as a fire service and how the fire service is going to be integrating technology using what's called cyber physical systems, or CPS. It's kind of a term that's maybe new to you, but you're going to hear a lot of it moving forward. And it's how we use the internet and technology and cyber and sensors to make sure that we're analyzing properly what's in the fire, and all with the hopes of reducing fire loss and increasing safety for our firefighters and saving people in those fires. So some great stuff. And one of the drawbacks that it talks about obviously is the financial impact of this new technology. But I think back just 15 years ago when we introduced our first thermal imaging cameras, they sold for about $25,000. And today we're FLIR's thermal imaging cameras, their largest distributor here in the United States, selling those cameras for about $5,000. They're K-series. And if you can imagine, we'll be introducing, along with FLIR in September of this year, a new thermal imaging camera for $1,295. So that price of that technology will come down, and there's really no stopping this Internet of Things. And in fact, we at Darley have been a part of that and been talking about it on Inside Darley here for a while with our self-testing residential fire sprinklers and other technology that we've recently introduced. Lastly, at Darley, we invest a lot in corporate social responsibility as a company. As a company, our philosophy is to make sure that we're donating at least 10% of our profits each year. And it's not always just about writing a check. It's making sure that our teams and our people are involved in different activities around the community. And on August 20th, we're going to be holding a golf outing here at Eaglewood Golf Resort here right in Itasca, Illinois. We've coupled up with the Rotary Club, and it's called the H2O Open, and it goes toward helping funding for providing water purification around the world. So we just donated a system to a hospital in Nepal, and we continue to donate water purification systems around the world, and hopefully this golf outing will continue to perpetuate that. So thanks for tuning into this issue of Inside Darley. If there's anything we can be doing to support you, we hope you'll reach out to us.